We'll be reaching out to Professor Vladimir Danso. He is an international relations analyst to understand exactly what the latest decisions by ECOWAS mean to the country, Guinea itself, the junta, and the way forward. We know that the country is being prepared to return to constitutional rule, according to the junta. Joining us via phone is Dean of the Ghana Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Professor Vladimir Danso. Thank you, Prof, for joining me. Now, these decisions by ECOWAS, as we had them communicated yesterday, would they be binding on Guinea with respect to what's been happening there, knowing the posture of a junta and how they're going about things in that country? Hello, Prof. I'm afraid Professor Vladimir Danso cannot hear me. We'll be trying the phone lines again to get in touch with him. Prof?
Hello? Hello?
Yes, can you hear me now, Prof?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Great. I was asking what this means, the decision by ECOWAS to, among other things, impose sanctions on the military junta vis-a-vis the actions of the coup leaders themselves in that country. We are learning that a short time ago, they've begun seizing cars and freezing assets of political elites in the country suspected to have been involved in corrupt practices.
Well, thank you for having me. The problem is this, that I do not think that ECOWAS is wrong in applying what they themselves have already appended their signatures to, that is the protocol. But whether the protocol is the most effective way of ensuring that no such things happen in our part of the world again is something I doubt. Sanctions on them means that we can't have access to their monies within West Africa, but if you don't have any monies in any of the West African, whatever it is, then it's just null and void. And again, travel bans. I mean, are they interested in coming to Ghana or going to Cote d'Ivoire? You know, and suspension. Well, these are things already in the protocol, and it's a law. It's like a law. So once it's in the law, they will have applied it. My worry, as a watcher of these events, is whether they bite. I don't think they bite. And as you were saying, they are seizing properties, and they have a right to. They are in government, and they are deciding to do what they want to do. One of the reasons they came to power is because there was corruption, there was this, there was that. So once they are in power, they decide what things they want to see not happen in their country. Every coup in every part of the world begins to assert their authority, and that's one of the ways they are trying to stamp their authority. Okay. They say we're stamping out to corruption, and those corrupt officials or the dethroned government, we are seizing their property. There's nothing ECOWAS can do about that. Okay. We had it in Ghana, we have it in several other countries. But the real essence of democracy is what is now what we should be doing something about. How can we have an expansion of the protocol to the extent to cover civilian governance?
Okay.
When Conde was doing all that, or beginning from the demise of Conte, the sort of things that have gone on in Guinea up till this time, what did ECOWAS do? And I think we should now have some introspection of how we want to avoid coups d'etat in Africa or in West Africa. I do not think we have to wait for a post-ante kind of reaction. These reactions don't bite. They don't do anything.
Okay.
It didn't work in Mali. It didn't work anywhere. And I don't think that these things would help us in the future.
And that would include the call for the country to return to constitutional rule in 6 months. We heard from the Afrobarometer investigator in Guinea, Dr. Aliou Barry. He says, for example, as it stands, the country doesn't have a constitution. Even the electoral management body is non-existent. So how then do they juxtapose that with the call by ECOWAS for them to return to constitutional rule by electing
That is one of the ridiculous things I find in the ECOWAS communique. 6 months. And yesterday I was talking to some other media houses even in Ghana and abroad, and I was saying it's ridiculous. It means we are being mechanical about democracy, that we make democracy like an event. When the ingredients of the event happen, the event goes on. So I gave a scenario. I think by ECOWAS principle, or what they are saying, if Dumbuya himself turns himself into a civilian government, and there is a poll tomorrow without any preparation, with a wishy-washy constitution, and he installs himself as the next head of state, ECOWAS would accept him. Rather than a meticulous, well-planned actions to bring about democratic institutions, a very good democratic constitution, worked out by all the people, or those who matter, civil society, the military, and all interested parties in Guinea, so that they prepare the ground for a proper democracy. I don't think ECOWAS took all these things into consideration. So there is the possibility that we will stampede them into any kind of animal called democracy, and then we'll accept them. Have we forgotten only yesterday what happened in Mali? They went back and gave them 18 months. Within some few months, they brought some quasi-government, which was to prepare the ground for the future. And it didn't work. Because we were stampeding them, they were also doing things that will not bring the democracy, and they came back. So why would we say that 6 months, get back? Are they saying that we should reinstate the government we overthrew? I mean, nobody would do that. And again, the security of the state, the security of the junta themselves. These are all very serious issues that we needed to have taken into consideration.